Welcome back to Cinema Sit Down. I am your host, Brandon Harrison, and today we just got done watching a Goofy movie. Before we get into our conversation today, let me introduce my guests. So, guest to my right,
Hi, I'm Jordan Burke.
and my left.
I'm Alexis Parrott.
Before we get into things, we're gonna jump into this intro here. So we'll be right back, and then we get right into it. All right, so a Goofy movie is a 90s classic animated film, of course, telling the story between everyone's favorite Disney dog, Goofy, and him going through life without his teenage son, Max. Um, so initial thoughts on the movie. What did you guys think? Have you seen it before? Let's start there.
I haven't seen it. I think I'm like one of the only people that hasn't seen
Have
it.
you?
I saw it a long time ago.
Okay,
when I was
so
a kid.
you don't really remember it, but you've seen it
Yeah.
a long time ago. Okay. But what did you guys think of it?
Well, I would like to say first of all, my favorite dog is Pluto, not Goofy. Please and thank you.
First of all, Pluto does nothing for anybody in Disney.
He's my favorite.
He does nothing. He does nothing. Don't even talk. I don't want any Goofy slander today, okay? Goofy did everything he had to do today. He's a great guy, so don't disrespect Goofy. Pluto's second best, if anything. What do you think of the movie?
What did I think?
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I thought the humor in it was fun. Some of it was a little cheesy, a little easy, but sometimes
Yeah.
that's what you need. It was a good laugh.
I mean, for a 90s movie, a 90s animated movie, a 90s Disney animated movie, it's definitely right where it belongs in the
Yeah.
comedy spectrum, because I remember watching it over again today. It was just like, I laughed at this as a kid. Some of it I love to say too. It was like, some of it was funny, some of it was just like, wow. Like, that really was a joke that they wrote and then rehearsed and then put into the movie. But it's Goofy. What do you really expect with Goofy? His name literally, it tells you all you know about him. So, with the plot of the movie, father versus son, who do you guys think was more in the right with the way they were acting throughout the movie? Between Goofy and Max, at least.
I feel like Max acts as like a teenage boy. Like you don't want to be around your family. Like you like more modern things, I guess. You're trying to rebel more. I think Goofy may have gone about things the wrong way to get his son's love, but I mean, ultimately, that's what he wanted, was to just be in his life. I mean, he literally states it in the movie,
Yeah.
so.
Jordan,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? You think Goofy or you think Max? Who was like more in the right? Like,
I think Goofy was more in the right because he did just kind of want to be a part of his son's life. But I still think with the entire road trip, he was kind of like, we're going to do everything I want to do. And then halfway through, they started compromising, doing things that they both wanted to do, and it got better. But overall, I think he was just trying to be a parent, doing the best he could.
that's okay. So you said Max. Did you say Max?
I think I side more with Goofy than
You
Max.
side more with Goofy.
Yeah, he just didn't do it the right way.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember as a child, I was like 80-20 Max over Goofy, right?
Yeah.
Watching it again today as an adult male, I would say I'm 55-45 on Goofy's side. I'm saying if this was going to be like a summer thing that they were trying to do, which of course it was, because school just got out that day, right? I would say, oh, you have plans for this concert next weekend. We can move the trip back a week everything's solved.
He didn't ask him. He was just like, we're going on this trip, and then like forced him in the car.
Could you imagine getting home from the last day of school and seeing your parents like packing up the car to leave, like without even telling you beforehand? Like I would personally like start a riot myself, you know. But before we continue on, let's talk about the principal of this school. If I was Max's father, right? If I was in Goofy's shoes and the principal called me saying that I should change how I parent my son before he ends up dying of an electric chair, I'm going to that school and I'm causing hell for that principal. I'm putting hands on that principal. I'm going to jail for beating up that principal.
In modern times, that principal would 100% be fired for saying that.
Yeah, but what you were saying, like, no, you gotta see me. I'm pulling up. You gotta see me.
Yeah.
You're not talking about my son like that. I don't care what my son did. Dressing up like a thug. First of all, Powerline is not a thug. Powerline is the voice of a generation, okay? I'm erasing what I wrote down here. Powerline is the voice of a generation. That song, Eye to Eye, I know you guys heard it. Beautiful song, right?
Yeah.
You listen to the lyrics of that song? I don't have them with me right now, but they're pretty damn good. I'll tell you that right now. But like, I feel like, yeah, Goofy was slightly in the right, but he did a lot of things wrong. And I felt like he would have just stopped and listened to his son like for like 2 minutes. None of this movie would have had to happen, honestly.
Well, I think that's a take on a lot of parents. A lot of parents just like force their kids to try to like, when they're bond with them, to do what they want to do and don't actually ever like listen to be like, hey, I don't like that. Like, I don't want to do that.
I'm gonna just tell you right now, that sounds pretty familiar. Being a child raised around the end of the 90s, early 2000s, that sounds like a lot of parents that I've dealt with in my life, especially mine. No shots. Don't worry, I still love you guys. I'm just saying, you know? And, okay, next point though. Throughout the movie, Goofy was using like manipulation tactics to get his son to kind of just do what he wanted, like doing the puppy dog eyes and being all sad and like, oh, I thought you would want to hang out with, like, no, right? How does that make you feel knowing that the times that we're in now compared to how things used to be? Like, would you call Goofy a gaslighter?
It sounds like my mom.
That's not what I asked you.
She does that a lot.
That's not what I asked you, but I'm guessing that she's also a gaslighter.
No, not really.
You're backtracking now.
She's not a gaslighter. She just gets upset when like, oh, you don't want to hang out with me anymore, blah, blah, blah. That's like what Goofy was doing. Like,
yes.
oh, his son doesn't ever hang out with him anymore, so he'd like be upset so that his son would feel bad.
Yes. Yes. Jordan?
I don't think he meant to do it. I don't think he meant it in a bad way. I think he genuinely just wanted to hang out with his son. But that still doesn't mean he should have done it. But I think he had good intentions deep down.
I think he got a lot of bad advice from Pete. Pete was like, you need him under your thumb, and was like very controlling. Like, he was like a soldier, like a sergeant, and his son was his little soldier. Like, being like, you need him under your thumb, or like he would call him and his son would immediately come running in and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he couldn't understand the fact that like they were like buddy.
That was actually my next point that I was going to bring up. How do you guys feel about Pete's advice? Like, do you think that Pete even knows that his son hates his guts pretty much?
I don't think Pete knows. I feel like his son is more like, doesn't hate him, is maybe more like scared of him, kind of.
I don't know. That's not what I would.
Like, he says something and he's like kind of cowers, like.
I feel like PJ could take him in the fight. I mean, I'm sure he wouldn't even try it because he knows like better than to do something like that. But like at the same time, I think later in the film, I think there was the hot tub scene. Crazy as a Goofy at the hot tub scene, too hot for TV. But he was like, my son. Goofy said that my son loves me, and then Pete said my son respects me.
Yeah.
Do you think that he respected him, like as son to father, or do you think
that
it was
to me
more
is a
just fear?
statement? Is more of like, I'm the authoritative, like I have power over you. Whereas a parent, like a lot of people I know that have parents like that, like they don't, like they're like more scared of repercussions if they went against their word if something were to happen.
I see.
Yeah.
Anything to add on to
I
that?
think you can, like, I don't think there's a problem with raising a kid that's disciplined, because, like, that helps people learn. But you can raise a kid without scaring them. And you can earn that respect without it being a consequence with fear.
Right. See? So everyone here will be better parents than Pete. Nice to know. I didn't see a lot of well, I guess Goofy turned around later in the movie, but I didn't see a lot of good parenting out of anybody in this movie, honestly.
No, I think who was Max's love interest?
Roxanne.
Roxanne's dad.
Oh,
10 out of 10 parenting.
Oh yeah, having a daughter. I feel like having a daughter.
Was 10 out of 10
Having a daughter is
parenting.
pretty tough. I feel like, because you don't want. I don't know who this kid is. Why did my doorstep asking for my daughter? Oh, okay, I get. He's a great parent. He knew what to do. He knew what he was doing, and he didn't even come back. Okay, Goofy crashed through his roof and didn't come back outside.
Yeah.
I would have been like, all right, bro. I'm gonna need you to write me a check or something to get this fixed, or fix it yourself. That's my roof, dog. And I don't know if you guys seen the sequel to this movie, the Extremely Goofy movie. Roxanne's not even in it, so they didn't even stay together anyway. So not even worth it.
Story of life.
Story of life, right? Love does not always last. Sad. Anyway, now the climax of this movie was the Powerline concert, right? This is what everyone wanted to see. Yada yada. Security, does it exist in this world?
There's the one guy chasing Max, but that's about it.
He was like a grip or something, or wherever the people that do lights on set.
He had a flashlight, and he was like, "What are you doing back here?" And I was chasing him.
And then, so for an entire concert in Los Angeles, California, mind you, they have one security guy in the whole venue.
Maybe it wasn't as like bad back then. People trying to break in.
It's true.
Even if that's the case, the fact that he got in, they got in, they got separated. Goofy walked in on the singer while she was, I guess, fresh out of the shower.
Getting ready.
Right. And then they got onto stage. Didn't get kicked off the stage.
Nope.
Danced with him. The camera had a solo shot of Max dancing, which made Roxanne, oh my God, that's my boyfriend. Like, how does this would not fly at any time?
Oh, definitely not. No.
Being made, but like, I don't get like how. Okay, I just don't get how that happened. I just don't get how it happened. I just don't.
Because it's a Disney movie.
That doesn't mean that the laws don't apply to these people, right?
Have you watched a Disney movie before?
I've seen a fair share.
The laws like don't only exist when it like goes to the character. So if they want the character to be there, oh, there's no security because we need him to be on the stage.
Whatever. Hey, you can draw any lines you want to make, the conclusions that you want to make. I don't believe that makes much sense for them to not get like completely just obliterated by security on stage. They should have gotten tackled. They should have been arrested. As a father, you shouldn't want your son to be in a situation like that. But like at the same time, it is Goofy. He did have he had a 10 out of 10 moonwalk. Let's not even skip over the fact that his moonwalk was the creepiest moonwalk I've seen a cartoon character ever do. Even Powerline was like, whoa, who is this dude dancing better than me on my own concert? So they just started.
So what race do you think Goofy is?
What race? Oh, Goofy, Max, black. I don't care. There's no question. Goofy and Max are black. The part when they were in the car and he was listening to his music and stuff, and they go back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just Disney-fied.
Yeah.
Because Max is turning on hardcore hip hop and he's rapping every single word. Goofy's turning on like the oldies, like the 70s, like some Benny King or something like that, and they're going back for like that. There's no way I'm anything other than black. They're black. You got anything to say about that? No? Good. And you? What do you think? Who do you think they are?
I was
The
actually
dogs.
gonna say black,
Oh,
but
just like, okay. Just making sure. 'Cause I was like, there's no way.
I was
that
gonna say
these-
Powerline is also definitely black.
Powerline R&B icon. You saw his hair. That's like the most animated way you can make a Jerry curl look on a dog. Okay, so that's why it makes sense. I don't understand why everyone in the movie was dogs for the most part,
Yeah.
except for Donald and Mickey, who were on the side of the road, like hitchhiking.
What are Pete and his son?
Dogs.
Are they dogs?
All of them were dogs.
They don't look like dogs.
They don't look like dogs to you? These anthropomorphic landing on two legs,
I know Roxanne.
they all look like dogs.
sort
They're
of
all
didn't,
dogs.
but-
They're all dogs. Best character in the movie though, I forgot what his name was, which sucks that he's best character in the movie. But the dude who ate all
The
that canned
cheese.
cheese,
Oh.
the
Yeah.
canned cheese dude, because A1 wingman first and foremost. He did a lot more for Max than PJ did, because PJ was always down on my boy from step one. All I'm gonna call him Cheese. All Cheese dude did was support and do what he could. He
Yep.
was hooking up wires and stuff behind the scenes.
Found love at the end.
Okay. Oh wait, that was PJ though. Never mind. I can't even talk about it. That's a sequel. That's not important right now. He did find love at the end, and I feel like that's beautiful. They didn't give my big boy PJ any love interest in this movie, but he made up for it in the sequel. If you know about the
Okay.
sequel, he won. So anyway, the overall message or takeaway you got from this movie. What do you think this movie taught you at the very end of the day?
Well, it's like even as your like kid grows up, like the parents still want to be in their lives, but they need to learn to compromise and not 100% on against each other.
Okay.
Just basically the scene where they're going down in the water and they're yelling at each other, and then Goofy's like, "I just want to be in your life." That's literally explains the whole point of the movie.
Yeah.
Jordan?
I think just trying to understand each other and trying to be considerate of the other person and their feelings and what they want to do.
I'm gonna need one of you two to just talk for like 45 seconds about what you think about this movie. Just trust me. Just don't look at me. Look at one of these two. Talk, Alexis. Give me what your thoughts about movies that are similar to this movie. Just really quick.
It's similar.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. I was like thinking like Breakfast Club, stuff like that, but you know, whatever. 90s teenage sequel,
Yeah.
but it's whatever. The Goofy movie, final rating. What would you give it?
An 8.
An 8 out of what? 8? Great. What about you?
7.5 out of 10.
Out of 7.5. Great. So 100% great movie. Nothing wrong with it. No flaws besides the laws. But all laws are flawed in the game. I say this movie is a must-watch for any parent who has a teenage son or daughter who you don't think really wants to have you a part of their life, but at the same time they still love you. That way you understand that they love you. Just calm down. But that's been our show. Cinema Sit Down, always great. So like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Come watch, and thank you for watching.